So know that there's this weird attack on processed foods, and before anyone on the internet comes for me, let me also be clear. As a collective, as dietitians, we want people eating whole foods, foods closest to the ground, like bar none. Like that right there is the creme de la creme way of going about nutrition and going about wellness and health. And if you got it like that and you can source all your food and you know exactly where your food is coming from and you have the means, the time and the energy and the finances, that's great. I love that for you. Keep doing that. That being said, there's different levels of foods and processing, right? You got your natural foods, and this is kind of like the analogy that I like to go with. You got your apple, you got your apple sauce, and then you got your apple juice. Right? I would even put like your apple, like fruit leathers in there as well, like kind of in the middle. Each one is going to have a role. Like if you can do mostly the actual natural apple more often than not, I think that's great. 80% of the time, that's lovely. The other 20% of the time where like it's just life, that's maybe where like those kids freaking fruit pouches come into play if you're about to go out and get a run in or get a workout in or something like that, right? Something's better than nothing. It's the same thing with the apple juice. That being said, I'm on my way to Phoenix today. It was just one of those trips where I was like, yo, I have to go. I'm also starting to train for a half marathon that's going to happen in April. So I have energy needs and I didn't plan for something like this because it's one of those 20% things. So I ended up going to the gas station. So I got one of those Chobani yogurt drinks, 20 grams of protein. I got a Core Power at 42. So you might be thinking to yourself like, oh my God, Des, that's a lot of protein. You know what? Needs are high right now. So I'm literally about to get in this sitting, close to 60 to 65 grams of protein because today's a travel day. Other thing that I got from the gas station was a thing of fruit because balance matters. And then another thing that I got was these PB&Js, close to 20 grams of carbs. Now, mind you, this isn't going to be something where it's like, all right, this is going to change my life. Like you got 35 grams of carbs here and it's going to be heavily protein, but I also know that I'm going to need to feel sustained for a good amount of time as I'm in these meetings. But this goes to show you that you can literally, if you open up your repertoire to eating and not demonize certain foods, you can eat on plan no matter where you go. I'm going to have to be okay with doing my best this morning, and I'm going to have probably a little bit higher of a high carb lunch. And then when I get home tonight, I'll go back to balance. But this is just one of those things that if you demonize foods or food groups, as dietitians, we want you eating natural. Like that's bar none. But to demonize food groups because they're processed or whatnot doesn't make sense. And if you're an artist, an athlete, or if you're someone who is just training and uses their body and their mind for your work, you have to be chill with some of those 20% things, some of the 20% that brings on just life or travel or whatever, and be cool with doing your best and having the skills to do so. That's why you work with a dietitian like myself.